Why Kim and Kourtney can't keep a nanny. Brutal argument as Kim accuses Kourtney of degrading them. Welcome back to Binge-Worthy Network. The Kardashian sisters are back at it again. And this time, their brutal arguments are all about Kourtney's behavior towards Kim's nanny and how she can't keep her staff for too long. But before we jump in, hit that like and subscribe button to be notified and updated on the latest Hollywood drama and news. If you've been following the exciting world of Keeping Up with the Kardashians for a few years now, chances are you know about Kourtney and Kim's recent drift. The two oldest Kardashian siblings have always been topics of conversation, but ever since their unforgettable fights took place in recent seasons of KUWTK, Kim and Kourtney's relationship has never been the same. And seeing the latest episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, it's safe to say the sisters will have a hard time going back to a place without tension. And here's why. In the most recent season of KUWTK, fans and viewers all across the globe witnessed how Kim went after her sister Kourtney once more. The argument began after Kim confronted her older sister about her questionable behavior. As it was shown in the clip, it was actually Kourtney who brought up the topic of conversation. Kourtney asked Kim if her nanny had mentioned an argument they had back in Idaho. Kim confirmed that her nanny had approached her, worried that she would lose her job after Kourtney made some shocking remarks. For a little backstory, Kourtney and the kids were in Idaho alongside Kim's children and their nanny. During their visit, the nanny had made a comment towards Kourtney's youngest child, 5-year-old Rain. According to Kourtney, Rain wanted him to defend her in front of people, and that is why Kourt decided to confront Kim's nanny. According to Kim, her nanny was feeling ashamed and degraded by the way Kourtney had talked to her and yelled at her, to which the older Kardashian sister simply replied with, "She's lying." In the recent Keeping Up with the Kardashians clip, Kim states how her nanny felt so degraded by you and you just started yelling at her and you said, "Keep your voice down." It should have been in private. She said she wished you would have tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Hey, something's really bothering me. Can I talk to you?" And you could have talked in private. As mentioned by Kim, her nanny would much rather prefer if Kourtney had settled the issue behind the scenes, without the kids and the people around watching and hearing the conversation. But as it was later stated by Kourtney, she never once raised her voice at Kim's nanny. Kourt said, "There's not even 1% that I yelled. She was the one who raised her voice. Yeah, if you think she works for you, that's totally fine. She will never work for me with the way she acts. That's totally your choice. Keep her. She will not ever be around my kids." And at this point during the conversation between the two sisters, Kim decided to take a jab at her older sibling. Kim said how she prefers to keep her staff long-term as opposed to her sister, Kourtney, who can't keep a nanny. And this is how Kourt responded to Kim's diss. "Kim, shut the F up. Honestly, the way you're talking is wild." During her on-camera interview and her confessionals, Kourt shared how the comments her sister made had really hurt her feelings. Kourtney said Kim's jabs were lies about my own staff, which was really hurtful coming from my sister, and how Kim was projecting all her bull onto her. Well, while Kanye's ex-wife's comments may have been rude and uncomfortable to hear, sadly, everything Kim was saying was the truth. Because as diehard KUWTK fans know, Kourtney Kardashian is by far the most difficult sister to work for. In 2019, Kourt's loyal babysitter and nanny decided to quit working for the reality TV star out of nowhere. As it was later revealed, the reason why Kourt's employee decided to quit was because her daughter, Penelope, had actually scratched the nanny's face out of anger. The nanny exposed that Kourt's daughter, Penelope, screamed at her and continued to scratch her face without stopping. As soon as this news made headlines, people had a lot to say about Kardashian's lack of discipline in her household. And most viewers and Keeping Up with the Kardashians fans seem to agree with this notion. Because over the years, people have taken their thoughts to social media platforms about how the oldest Kardashian sister spoils her children to the point of no return. I will never understand Kourtney's parenting tactics. Kourtney and Scott really need to sort their parenting out because Mason Disick has absolutely no respect for anyone. But while Kourtney is never the favored Kardashian sister to work for, it looks like Kim K has no place criticizing her sister's behavior. According to the recent Kardashian scandal, the KKW Beauty founder and creator has been slapped with a lawsuit from her former employees. It was reported and shared by online publications on the 25th of May 2021 that the mother of four and the star of Keeping Up with the Kardashians has been violating labor laws for a while now. The lawsuit was filed in the Los Angeles County Superior Court, as 7 former workers and employees accused Kardashian of violating California labor laws. As shared by the Los Angeles Times, Andrew Ramirez, his brother Christopher Ramirez, and son Andrew Ramirez Jr., Aaron Cabrera, Renee Ernesto Flores, Jesse Fernandez, and Robert Araiza, who works on the property as gardeners and maintenance staff, claimed Kardashian withheld taxes from their wages without furnishing these amounts to the government. They also alleged Kardashian did not pay for overtime, did not allow meal and rest breaks, and required a 16-year-old on the crew to surpass the 48 weekly working hours allowed for one his age. One plaintiff claims when he raised some of these issues, he was fired. The Los Angeles Times goes on to break down the 10-point employee complaint, which alleges that plaintiffs were not paid on regular periods, were not given their required meal and rest breaks, were not provided a means to record all their hours, were not paid all their hours, were not reimbursed for employment expenses, were not paid all their overtime wages, and were not paid their wages upon termination of employment. In addition, plaintiff Andrew Ramirez was terminated when he inquired about his rights as an employee, and plaintiff Andrew Ramirez Jr. was employed as a 16-year-old minor, but worked longer than the maximum hours allowed to be worked by minors under the labor code. This scandal goes even deeper, with Frank Kim, the plaintiff's attorney, coming forward with a statement. According to Frank, the Kardashian sister is guilty of abusing and depending on her celebrity status in order to avoid certain legal repercussions. Wage theft and other workplace violations are a widespread problem in Los Angeles. My firm is currently investigating other potential violations against these defendants, as well as other powerful families and businesses on behalf of everyday workers. With such a serious lawsuit coming to light, it's interesting to see how the middle Kardashian sibling is tackling the issue at hand. A spokesperson for the KKW founder shared to Page 6 how Kim is never involved in directly paying her employees or setting the wages. As it was explained by the online publication, these workers were hired and paid through a third-party vendor hired by Kim to provide ongoing services. Kim is not party to the agreement made between the vendor and the workers, therefore she is not responsible for how the vendor manages their business and the agreements they have made directly with their staff. Kim has never not paid a vendor for their services and hopes that the issue between these workers and the vendor who hired them can be amicably resolved soon. But that's not where the story ends, because another close friend of the mother of four went on to elaborate on the lawsuit by sharing to Page 6. She does not have a history of not paying her bills on time, never has and never will. She takes a lot of pride in paying people on time for their work, so this issue has nothing to do with her and these workers are suing the wrong person. The lawyer for their employees was very careful not to include Kim's name in his statement or directly mention any claims against her because he knows these employees never worked directly for Kim, only through a third-party vendor. But still, even with this explanation, fans and viewers of Keeping Up with the Kardashians were upset and angry at Kim K's most recent scandal and controversy. Many made sure to call out Kim's privilege and her celebrity status as the reason why she often neglects the well-being of her employees and workers. So she's pretending she didn't notice that these employees were working long hours without breaks on her property? Again, this is shameful for the law student to be taking advantage of her employees. Wealth doesn't make her above the law, and she needs to do the right thing. Simple. As you can see, while Kourtney Kardashian is guilty of spoiling her children and being rude to staff members, it looks like Kim K has allegedly done much worse than make a mean comment. It will be interesting to see how Kim K's most recent lawsuit scandal will go down, and if the KKW Beauty founder will be deemed guilty of violating her labor laws. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can be updated on the latest Kardashian-Jenner news. What do you think about Kourtney and Kim's argument? Are you siding with Kim's nanny over the argument? Is Kim guilty of not paying her employees? Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications and share this video with your friends. Goodbye, everyone.